Russia's ally Belarus said on Thursday that its air defense system shot down a missile launched from the Ukrainian territory. Minsk Defense Ministry said a rocket was launched around 10 a.m. local time and the debris was found in a village in the western Brest, Belarus, which borders near the Ukraine and the Poland. It was provisionally determined that the debris was from the S-300 anti-aircraft missile fired from Ukrainian territory, the Ministry of Belarus said in statement. According to the Telegram channel, which is close to the Belarusian president, Alexander Lukashenko said that it was the president was quickly informed about this attack. So far, there has been no reports of the injuries and casualty from this S-300 missile shot. So this is the news. The Belarus claim it shot down the Ukraine missile which entered in system. Let's see the what's happened in detail. Lukashenko, who is the president of the Belarus, he is an ally of Moscow, that is Russia. He's taken side of the Putin and support the invasion of Ukraine, allowing the Russian forces to launch part of February invasion from its territory. So he gives the permission to launch use his territory also. To cover up, they held the joint military exercise also, and this all exercise happened near Ukrainian border so that it's create the pressure on the Ukraine. Belarus forces have not yet joined the Russian invasion, they are still apart and outside of this invasion. But in October, Lukashenko has strictly warned the Ukraine government that to not touch a even meter of Belarus territory with their dirty hands. He gave such warning so that the Belarus uh, threaten Ukraine that they should keep away from this their invasion and do not use the Belarus territory as the war purposes. So he threat that and now after this attack he must be the somewhat angry or somewhat he got the reason to become aggressive. This is the second time that Ukrainian missile has penetrated the country other than the Russia since the war began. Earlier, the missile on November 15 also hit the Poland land, and it has a sad thing. One thing about that, it's killed the two civilian people on that attack. So, and the one should noted that it was a Poland was is a NATO nation. However, it was then widely believed that the incident involved the Ukrainian air defense missile missing an approaching target. So you should, if you follow the news correctly, then earlier it was told that the rocket in the Poland, which was fallen on the November 15, was hit by the Russia, and the NATO came in the picture, and the NATO said aggressive, and it was very world was curious that it was like a Cuban missile crisis that where the NATO and the Russia will came against each other, but then Russia and the other, after verification, they verified that the missile was launched from the Ukraine and it missed the target. So this is happened there at that time. After this attack, the Belarus government came in the action and they protest against Ukraine of the shooting down the stray air defense system, and the Belarus summons the envoy, the ambassador of Ukrainian who resides in the Belarus, and after that they became angry. The Belarus military official known named as the Konovalov compares the incident of this attack of missile to the November when the S-300 they have lost its way after being fired upon the Ukrainian air defense forces landed on the territory of the NATO member Poland, triggering escalations. And that escalation must be between the Russia and the NATO nation because this weapon Ukraine possesses, which are majority Soviet Union era or made in Russia era, so that's the make things worst, and that creates some complications. It aroused the fear but was quickly subdued. The Belarusian side takes this incident very seriously. So there is a stress on the words that they are the serious Belarusian, even if it is was filed um, by some error, but still they are taking it seriously. This said by the Belarus ministry spokesman Anatole Glaz. So this is the happening there. Uh, so let's see what is the S-300 missile because it is in the news because of this happening because of fire. So we will see that what is this missile system. You can see in the picture this is the missile system they are going to for the showcase purpose written shown here, and There's S-300 missile system. NATO names it as a SA-100 Grumble. Is a series of long-range surface-to-air missile system developed and operated by the former Soviet Union, and Ukraine was the part of the Soviet Union. You must be known that, and is also currently used by the Russia and the Ukrainian militaries. So both military uses that, Russia and Ukrainian, as well as some other old countries in the Eastern Bloc like the Belarus and other. The S-300 system was first developed by the Soviet Union in 1979. So it was a very old system and it's Soviet era system, and still it is in the working mode. So that is the big achievement of this missile. But Russia, after the war, Russia made some changes in this system, and it is a surface to air missile, but Russia made some changes, modified that, and it also made that in addition to air surface to air missile, Russia made this system to surface missile also. So this is what Russia did in addition to this, and both nations, Russia and Ukraine, possess these weapons. Variant can attack both ballistic missile and aircraft. It is the multi-channel surface-to-air missile system capable of assigning up to 12 missile to up to 6 different targets. So 12 missile can hit up to 6 different targets. So that is the specificality of this weapon. The system is capable of destroying ground target at a range of 120 km. When launched on the ballistic trajectory, the range is up to 400 km. So this is the huge capability to attack, and is a dangerous missile obviously. So this is the what is known for this missile. But what news came in latest development, that is on December 29, means yesterday, Russia fires over the 120 missile on the Ukraine from air, sea, and the massive attack. And on this Thursday morning, many cities, like capital of Ukraine like Kyiv, have the very serious issue, like the Russian missile targeted the energy infrastructure and some other essential infrastructure, and they have the serious energy crisis. Homes goes in the power crunch, and Ukrainian government issued the high alert all over the country to possible military air raids, and people are taken the shelter homes, and they are now in the shelter homes to protect themselves against this war. So uh, it was considered earlier that Putin is going to peace talk, and he offered that he want to peace, but against this attack is coming. Ukraine is Putin is saying to the Ukraine that they are ready to the peace, but there are the precondition to uh, this kind of peace talk. What is those preconditions? The Putin's precondition is that Putin wants to Ukraine to recognize the annexed territories like the Luhansk and the Kherson like regions, but Ukrainian President Zelensky said that Ukraine will never ever recognize the annexed territory, annexed land, and that is the issue, and that is the not. So these are the on two poles, and this is not going to, if both are not agreeing on the condition. So that's why the peace talk is not nearly possible unless the both things are compromised on some issue. So this is the happen, and the recently one can see that the European, one of the European power and the European Union member, France defense minister, visited the Ukraine and they pledged more support, where the military or the financial, and so because of that, after the United Kingdoms, when the Rishi Sunak visited Ukraine, and pledged support. After that, France also come in the action and visited directly to the Ukraine and pledging more and more support for the war. And that is the one of the good news, that European nation are giving the more and more support. Also, USA also giving the Patriot missile system and the various military supports to the Ukraine, and offer the multi-billion dollars help to the Ukraine for the war. This is also good for the defense. Zelensky said that all this help you are doing to the Ukraine is not as a charity, but it is the investment in the democracy, in the global peace. That's what the Mr. Zelensky said when he went to USA last week. So this is the whole things there the happening, and this war is now entering in the next year, and peace talk is not a reality, as we've seen that, because annexed territory is not going to recognition of annexed territory is not going to done by the Ukraine. So this making our situation grim. So this is the all happening there. What do you think? If please know, do you please know, comment in section your opinion on this topic. If you like the video, then please comment and hit the subscribe button. uh, Thank you.